What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day indeed. It's the weekend. Thank you very much for stopping by. You very appreciate it. It's always a great pleasure to discuss with you guys, developing about Africa and our people. It's good. It's really good. Thank you. Thank you. We see you from all over the place. South Africa, Johannesburg, such a beautiful place. Zimbabwe, I see you. Zambia, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda. We are very much appreciative of your presence. Nigeria, Ghana, all over the place, Liberia, and all over the world. So today we're talking about Senegal. Senegal. I'm sure you heard of Senegal. We're going to put a map right here. Beautiful place, lovely beaches. I've never been there before. Yeah, surely. So I got a project I'm working on right now. I'd like to visit all 54 countries of Africa. I'm definitely doing that. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we're going to be traveling very soon to Uganda and then to Kenya. Then we're going to take it from there, probably Rwanda and stuff. But we're starting from Uganda, then Kenya. So Kenya is going to be next, I'm sure, within the week between the 20th of this month to the 29th. We're probably going to be in Kenya. So if you want to meet up or have a drink, have a talk, it's always a great pleasure. Okay, so we're talking about Senegal. Senegal is a beautiful place. I have never been there before, but there is a brother named Ousmane Sonko who was running for presidency, but he was arrested. Then he was kicked out of the run as the president, obviously because he's very charismatic, he's young, he's brilliant, he's clean, so they don't want him. Okay, so he was pushed aside for the election. He was not eligible, but now a judge has come forward and said Mr. Sonko is eligible. Indeed, to the shock of everybody. So a judge in the southern Senegalese city of Ziguinchor, please correct me, I just murdered that, Ziguinchor has cancelled the removal of imprisoned opposition politician Ousmane Sonko from electoral list. His lawyers and now dissolve political party said this man is eligible. Okay, so the authority had removed Sonko's name from the list of candidates, preventing him from contesting in February coming up presidential election. But the judge decision late Thursday means Sonko, who came third in 2019 presidential, came third already, young man, third. He will be able to contest next year, his lawyer said. So bravo. Okay, we're all gonna clap for this man, clearly doing some great work. We appreciate that. So who's Ousmane Sonko? He's a young man. Okay, you know, in Africa, they don't like young people because young people have generally very different type of mind. They want to bring the country moving forward. They want to break the cycle of destruction, poverty, and corruption and stuff like that. And Ousmane Sonko is one of those people. So Senegal is a country, lovely place, very peaceful, one of the most peaceful countries in Africa, no doubt. Senegal, Ghana are some of the most peaceful countries. I would say Tanzania as well. You need to come and visit. Senegal was colonized by the French, like many African countries, many French or Francophone countries, colonized by the French. They speak French as an official language, but they kept a very strong hold with the cultural sense of the country. They're very cultural in Senegal. Muslim country for mostly. There are Christians as well, but they live in peace. They respect each other. So brotherhood over religion, we appreciate that. That's lovely. They have a big event, wrestling. I'm sure I don't know if you heard of that. They have big wrestling happening in Senegal, wrestling match, traditional wrestling match. And I think it's great to have a sense of culture in a country. Now, Ousmane Sonko, part of Senegal, young man, obviously has been fighting for a free Senegal. Why free Senegal? Senegal up until now uses currency that is printed in France. Yes, same as some of these other countries in Africa, in West Africa. These countries were colonized by the French. After so many years of colonization, in the 1960s, the French say, you know what, you guys can be free, you can do your own things. Okay, good luck with your countries. But in the meantime, we got a currency for you. We're going to print your money for you because you're not clever enough to do it for yourself. Okay, yeah. So your money is going to be printed here in Paris. We're going to send it to you. You're going to use it in your country. But you can't use that money here in France because it has no value. Did you hear that? I print your money for you here in France, but you cannot use that money here. You can only use it in your country because your money has no value here in France. But in your country, it has value. In 2023, very sad. Many French companies are still running the country in Senegal. So basically, people are free. Okay, they look like they're free, they can do their own things. But the financial freedom is within the whole of ancient powers. You know what I'm saying? Senegal is free as a country, but French entities still control the country. They control everything. They choose who the leaders are. And the current leader, whose name is Mwekassa, obviously is very friendly with the French. And being very friendly with the French in some ways mean the country will not prosper because the French have to eat before you eat. So, what happened? Mwekassa, who was run for presidency for a while now, since 2012. So Mwekassa was prime minister for 3 years, from 2004 to 2007. And then he became president of the assembly in 2007. Then was elected president of the republic in 2012. Mwekassa has been there for quite a while. Since 2012, he has run for presidency twice. So 2 mandates. And now he wanted to go for a 3rd time. But the constitution of Senegal only says you can only run 2 times, not 3 times. What he did was he tried to change the constitution in order to go for a 3rd time, like many African presidents. Unfortunately, that's what happens in Africa. So the matter with that is, if you are changing the constitution to grow the country, let's say you're doing really, really, really good, like Gaddafi was doing for Libya, and you want to change the constitution to stay in power, we can understand. I mean, if we're getting a great salary and people are happy, we have hospitals, we have infrastructure and restaurants, and people are going to school, kids are well maintained, health is good, well, you can extend as much as you like, right? Are we together? If we can eat, we good, you can stay, right? Okay, but you're not doing that. You're just opening doors for external companies to loot the country. You just have opportunities for other people to do great in our country. In the meantime, our own people are suffering, but you still want to extend and stay longer. Why? People are going to fight that. Ousmane Sonko was one of those people trying to fight that. But as you would expect, they try anything to do so they could bring him down. The young man, Ousmane Sonko, went to a massage parlor. You know what a massage parlor is? It's one of these places you can go to have a massage, to detox, to perhaps relax also. I've done it many times. And most of these people working in massage parlors usually are ladies, young females. And he was accused by one of the young females that he raped her, and they couldn't prove it. They arrested him. They're trying to put him in jail, but there was no proof. They could not prove that he did anything similar to that. And they're trying to tarnish his name in any means possible just to prevent him from representing himself as a president candidate in an election. They failed completely because they couldn't find proofs to that. So what did they do indeed? They accused him of something else. After having been arrested and detained in Dakar, the opponent was charged with 9 counts, including calling for insurrection, criminal conspiracy, undermining state security, criminal conspiracy in connection with terrorist enterprise. So he's in connection with terrorist enterprise. Can you believe that? They're going to find you all sort of things just so you don't run as a president. Cooperating with terrorist enterprise. This is all nonsense. It's crap. The goal was to try make him fall, accusing him of raping a woman, many, many things. The goal was to bring him down. So what does Ousmane Sonko want? What's the difference? Mwekassa is very friendly with Macron. He loves the French for some reason. Ousmane Sonko wants to liberate the country. He wants to free the country from the stronghold of the French. Nothing wrong against the French. Nothing against the French. But Africans need to run their own countries. Shouldn't they do that? Don't they have the right to do that? Africans want to be able to develop their own countries. They want to be able to enjoy their own wealth. They want to be able to run their own enterprises and not to be subjected to a system where they're just being used for other people's interest. And Ousmane Sonko wants to kick out the French military in Senegal, like the people in Mali, you remember, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Ousmane Sonko wants to kick out all illegal French, French people come illegally in other countries. They're not called illegal immigrants like you are called when you go to the country. They can come to Africa, they can benefit, they're well treated, they consider with respect, they live really, really well, very nice life, big villas in nice areas. But when you do the same to the country, they are called illegal immigrants. So Ousmane Sonko wants to clean up the country. And because people in power right now don't want that, they hate it. They have to find all sort of excuses to keep him in jail. Now, we are very glad to see that his team has fought very, very hard. He had 8 lawyers fighting for him. There was a moment where he did not eat. He was not fasting. What do you call it when you crisis of anger? Anger strike. He refused to eat. Sometimes I ask myself, I will never be able to do that though. Anger strike, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I just love food too much. But he was able to do it. This brother was really able to fight for that. And he got to a point where now he's freed because justice has prevailed. There was no proof for conspiring with terrorist group, as they say, as they accused him. There was no proof of raping a young woman. There was no proof for that. There was no proof of inciting people into insurrections. People got out of the street not because Ousmane Sonko asked them to do it. They got out of the street because they saw injustice. And I firmly believe you as a normal human being, when you see injustice in the street, you will stand up and say no. And this was the very similar case in the case of Ousmane Sonko. People came in the street not because he called them in the street. People came and destroyed things because they could not accept or tolerate seeing a man, an innocent man, being mistreated and being prevented an opportunity to become a president of such a young country. Very interesting turnout. I'm sure we're going to have a follow-up to that. Senegal, again, if you have an opportunity and some money, fellas, go visit Senegal. I'm looking forward to that. I want to explore some of our places, some of our people. I think you can never say you've had a life if you've just done the very same thing over and over. I don't think it makes sense. My father used to say life is like reading a book, and not traveling is like only reading one page of the book. Imagine you got a book, you just read one page of the book. You don't open. The opportunities here. These countries are very close. They're very not expensive. You can just go and experience and see. You don't have to accept the culture. You don't have to embrace it. You just got to respect it and be there. Our support to Ousmane Sonko, we're not necessarily affiliated to nobody, not at all. We are affiliated to the truth and freedom. And our goal is to see the whole of Africa be free. As long as anybody can come, they can all come. French, Americans, as long as there's respect, as long as it's fair deals, as long as our people are eating, that's all we want to do. Justice has prevailed. He's going to be running for presidency, and we support him wherever it is. Let me know how you feel about these fellas. It's always a great pleasure to exchange with you. I know we need to bring forward information about the motherland. We see our people from all over the world, the USA, Canada. We see you in Jamaica, Tobago, Trinidad, and all over the place, the Caribbeans. We see you in the United Kingdom, and we need to discuss. Let's talk to each other. Let's make a comment. We need to read about you, read from you, so we can grow together. God bless.